What up, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter? It's your boy, Tom 202. And it's going to be another Why I Left Atlanta. Uh, it's a series now. I've been reading some comments on my whole Why I Left Atlanta videos. Interesting. Because one guy's like, look, for all of you talking bad about Atlanta, just get out of Atlanta. I'm like, that's exactly what I did. Listen, I'm not talking bad about Atlanta like the whole Atlanta is bad. I constantly say this. I would go back to Atlanta, but I would live on the outskirts of Atlanta. I wouldn't live in the city if I could afford it. You live in the city, you're going to catch some problems. If you go down there and you don't have a job and you think it's just going to all turn off, and you're going to be on some type of welfare or something, or you're going to be homeless. So let's just be real for you people who have lived there and grew up there. This is not like we're talking about people who are migrating to Atlanta who don't have a job. They just think things are going to work out for them. They don't have no family there. Those people will be in trouble. Let's just tell the truth. Nobody's hating on your city. You know, we're just talking about the sheer facts. It's not a great economical place to go to if you don't have your act together or some type of income when you go down there. You can't go down there broke and just hope it works out for you. It's the wrong city for that. You're gonna catch hell if you try that. That's all there's to it. I just so happened to, get on with a temporary service, and I worked two jobs for that one temporary service until, one of my racist bosses got me fired from one. Then the black people who owned the temporary service fired me from the other job. They said, you lost that job, you lose this, you can't work for us, which made no sense because none of it was my fault. Nonetheless, you're gonna, and as far as the black people being friendly down there, come on, people from Atlanta, stop acting like, it's just that everybody, no, you catch hell down there. You will, like, right now, catch hell down there. Like, don't quit acting like everybody's all no, they're not nice. They're not nice. If you have something they want, then that's a whole different story. So some of your comments for that I'm getting back is just like, you guys need to, like, to breathe, because you know that we're right just with your comments. All right, so one thing I wanted to mention, because somebody was talking about how you can go to other places and you won't see the same, you won't have the same resistance of black on black and all this other stuff, or the same racism. You won't face the same racism. And I just wanted to say this. When I was down there, I didn't face a lot of racism from white people. I think I mentioned that in one of my other videos. I got most of the hatred from black people. Now, somebody mentioned Buckhead. If you go on to Buckhead and how it's all so nice, but 5 seconds outside of Buckhead, it's a completely different economical reality. Like, it's run down poor. Like, yeah, it ain't run down, but you can find some abandoned houses right outside of the zip code of Buckhead. You gonna find some places that you know you might find a bando. Is that what they said? A bando is an abandoned house. Uh, yeah, you gonna find some bandos. Not far from there. But even outside of there, the whole of Atlanta is not trashed outside of Buckhead. It just isn't. But you going, what I'm saying? Yeah, it's real. And I wondered that when I got down there too. Because I went to, Buckhead, and everybody talked about it. And, you go there to the mall, and I don't know which mall that was called. Uh, but I lived near another mall. So where I lived at wasn't bad. I think I lived on Buford Highway, or whatever they call that. So it wasn't, I didn't live in a place that was too terrible. I never got robbed. Um, I stayed in a, one bedroom. I stayed in a one bedroom apartment. Cost me $600 then. It would cost probably, a grand now. My sister stays down there now where she's living at. Isn't bad at all. I like it. You know, so not the whole of Atlanta's trashed. But when you want to see the real nice part of Atlanta, and everybody has it like this, you go into Buckhead. But as soon as you step out of Buckhead, you will notice a huge difference. There's no place in Atlanta like it as far as what I saw. And like I said, I was there, shoot, '05, '06 or something like that. So I was there a while ago. Things probably have changed by now, but nonetheless, with those two storms that happened, the one in Texas and the one in Katrina, in Hurricane Katrina, a lot of people left out of New Orleans and they headed to Atlanta. They were displaced. A lot of people never returned back to New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? They just said we're just gonna stay here. So, you had another demographic that moved into Atlanta. And when you have situations like that, it puts stress on the city. So, you're going to see the result of more people who, not all of them was broke, but you're going to see more people where, if I don't know what the demographic was, I don't know how many of them were just living day to day on, just a few dollars. And I don't know how many of them had a lot of money, but the storm didn't care. You know what I'm saying? The storm didn't say, all the poor people, we just going, flood your cribs, flood everybody's crib. You know what I'm saying? Third ward, whatever ward you lived in, wherever it was, the rain came down on everybody. So you have people who have money that moved out, that were displaced. You have people who didn't have money that were displaced. It just is what it is, But nonetheless, when you have that influx of people, and so for the ones who had money and ones who didn't, probably the majority did not have money. You're going to see the end results, the wear and tear on the streets, the homes, you're just going to see it. So I think that's what that person was talking about, the difference between Buckhead and then once you roll up out of there. And Buckhead Mall, oh my God, that mall. Mall's beautiful. That's where you find all your Ralph Lauren and up there. I went up in there. They didn't treat me like, like any different. They probably knew I didn't have money to buy a Purple Label shirt. I didn't. I wasn't interested in buying a Purple Label shirt. You know what I'm saying? I liked what I already had. I have suits and shoes, and I was good with what I had. I had no need to go out and buy a $250 shirt just to try to impress who. I wasn't there to date anyone. Once again, I had to make it clear to people I didn't want to date anyone when I was in Atlanta. I just didn't want to do that. I was there for a whole different purpose. So I didn't. Went out a couple times, but as far as the women are concerned, I never dated a woman in Atlanta. The young lady I had dated with and had a kid with, she lived in Atlanta. Uh, she lived in Atlanta, so I was there to see my child. I had by her. I was no longer dating her. So when I say I never dated nobody from Atlanta, I meant during that time that I was down there. She already had herself a dude who she's married to now, and I was there just to see my kid and trying to get closer to her. But so I don't really know, other than dating, you know, the woman I had a kid with from Atlanta, how women are from Atlanta are. I don't, I don't know. So I just wanted to put some of that out there. Yeah, Buckhead is a huge difference.